everybody. Back here, Mr. Haig. Welcome to the Truth Seeking Souls podcast. And once again, I have the enlightened soul here, Miss Janet Venturini, coming in from Hawaii, or the beautiful island of what, Kauai, I think? Kauai?
Hawaii. Well, it's been a little rainy and windy. It's not really beautiful today, but
Okay, well, yeah, I
normally
think,
very beautiful.
well, you want to switch places with anybody from the Midwest right now with the 8-degree weather.
No, no, thank you. No,
All right,
I got
so.
shorts on. I've got shorts on. It's still in the 70s, so it's windy and rainy, but in the 70s.
Hey, listen,
Can't fight
okay,
it, right?
windy, rainy. Hey, I will say if it's in the 70s, we'll take the windy and rainy, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
okay, so Jan, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of crap going on in the world today, and it makes me really wonder about our nation because our nation is just doing so many wicked, evil things that they really didn't have to do, and it's because they're being controlled by outside forces. And I have to say right now, I'm very concerned because there is a grip with our politicians, and I got to be careful. We have to be careful what we say because we can't say the Z word anymore. But I'm just saying that it's leading us down a rabbit hole which we may not be able to come back up. We got the war with Iran, we got the kidnapping of Maduro. Now we've got the ICE agents coming in and grabbing people off the street just because they look like me. And that is very
Well,
concerning.
yeah, okay. If you look at our history, we have survived so many times on this planet that we've had all kinds of things that have gone on this planet. And you got to realize that Earth is like the theater of possibilities, and it gets to have everything acted upon it. And we were stagnating where we were. So it's a time of change. So we needed someone. I mean, if you stop and think about this, okay, people need to be trained to be in. You can't be hired to be a lawyer if you don't have a law degree, right?
Hmm.
So you don't put a person in a position of power who's been a bad businessman, who's been bankrupt 7 or 8 times, who's constantly lost money, who's a con man. You don't vote for people like that to run your country in the first place. But now that it's here because of the fact that there are so many things happening all at one time. But critically, I really need to say this. It's not so, whatever's going on in the world, your part in it is how are you reacting to it? What are you doing in response to it? All right. Because actually, you do have a voice. You can go to council meetings and have your voice heard. You can really get behind what candidates really have the experience and the qualifications and the integrity to be in office so that you can't absent-mindedly just vote for anyone. What I see, this is a shifting of people's consciousness of waking up to your vote truly counts. So come this fall, you have got to vote for everyone who is not a loyalist so that things can begin to shift. But the beauty of this year, Jim, is there's so many things going on all at one time. All right. We're at the end of Saturn, which is the karmic teacher. That's the planet in astrology that it teaches us about karma. It's been in slow moving Pisces, which is the Piscean age coming to a close. So it holds things back. So we get to see. Well, the good news is look today. All right. They're going to take ICE out of Minneapolis. They stood their ground and
Hmm.
now they'll move elsewhere. The unconscionable part of all that is two of the states who have the most immigrants are Texas and Florida, but you will not see ICE there. Why
No,
not? Because they're red states.
they're red
It's
states.
only
Yeah.
happening to blue states. All right.
Hmm.
But what you don't see is the table's turning and shifting. And the reason it's turning is because a party is now saying that they're going to lose their grip as a party if they don't wake up. All right. And so
Well, I
it is
question
in the
that. I really
it is
question that whole philosophy.
well, that's the whole beautiful part of America. We all get to have a point of view, isn't it?
But the thing is that Trump is obviously not the perfect, by any means, the
Well, you
perfect
got
president.
Stephen Miller. You have loyalists with him that
But
have
here's the
no
thing,
skill for what they're doing.
but he could be the perfect president for those. who he's the puppet of. He's got
Oh, of
puppet
course.
masters, and he's the perfect because he's so. I just think he's not intelligent at all, and
But
he
stop and
listens to
think
the.
about this. A rich man relies on a poor man buying his goods. A company that is very rich will not be rich if you take so much away from working class that they can't afford your goods. The reason why the wealthy need a balance
Mhm,
in the working class is because that's what feeds them. You know, they're sitting around holding a bunch of dollars and not making any money off their businesses is only going to hit them tax wise and it's going to hurt them, not help them.
mhm.
Right. But the reality is that we are on the 16th of the month of February. Saturn is moving into fast-paced Aries. Aries is fiery, it's a leader, it's a warrior, it moves things, it makes things shift, it makes things change. Then, on top of that, at the same time, we're going to the Chinese New Year of a fire horse. It only happens once every 60 years. Do you know what occurred the last time that we were in a fire horse year? So Medicare happened. Medicare happened in a fire horse year. All right. That was back in
Mhm.
1966. All right. That was the year of Medicare. But big things happen in fire years and shifts and changes occur in fire years. So, what you're going to start seeing starting this month is things moving in a direction much faster. All right. So, in reality, Jim, all this is being laid out so that people can wake up and begin to really move in a direction of caring about their communities. You can start right with your community. Care about your neighborhood.
No, we
We
do.
have a
We do.
volunteer
Yeah.
of all of our neighbors going out to clean debris on Saturday. In other words, you being kind and loving your neighbor is why Minneapolis thinks they're getting rid of ICE because they cared that much. They didn't turn their back on their neighbor because they were immigrants. All right. We're all immigrants. First of all, we are all immigrants. If you're not a Native American, you're an immigrant. All right.
Well, they're leaving Minneapolis, which is a good thing, but they are not leaving without a tarnished reputation. I mean, they're murderers.
Well,
They're
it's this, well,
thugs. They're
actually,
leaving.
it's exactly what Hitler had. Hitler had a private army. That he
Yeah.
had his private police force. Donald Trump, the only book he keeps beside him is the book about how Hitler created his whole regime. He's doing the same thing. That's
It's
what
Mein
ICE is.
Kampf.
Yeah. ICE is the same thing as what Hitler did,
Hmm.
creating his own regime. He's falling into all these places. I think it's beautiful when you think about at the Olympics, when the United States, when their Olympians moved onto the stage, they
Hmm.
were all cheered. But the minute they turned the camera on JD Vance, everybody booed. All right. I have talked to people from Canada that are staying next door, and I said, I'm so sorry about how this country is treating your country. They said, oh, we get leaders like that once in a while too. It's not about the American people, it's about your leader, which won't be there soon. So don't worry about it.
I mean, hey, where he goes, I don't really care. I care more about the world situation that has been, and I don't blame him for the world or situation. I actually blame those oligarchs. The very rich, wealthy people, the Elon Musks, the Larry Ellisons, they're the ones who are causing all this problem. I mean, this greater Israel problem is shifting a world dynamics whereby Arabs are very scared. I really think this war with Iran that's coming up, which I do believe is going to happen, is going to destroy America. I mean, we may win the war, but it'll destroy America. Do you see that?
No,
You don't
not at
see it?
all.
Okay.
No. I probably look at the world through a different lens than you do.
Okay.
And the reason I see it through a different lens, Jim, is because I've had too many things happen in my life that looked like they were going in one direction, and miracles occur out of nowhere, and you don't even know how they came about, but they do. And I just have a strong, it is, I will say this. My oldest son is working on a dimension, creating a livable planet, because there is a possibility. By the way, this Earth has turned 3 times on her axis. Okay. There, as many people as there are on the Earth right now, it's not as many as have been here in the past. All right. When she has turned, dinosaurs have been made fossils. It's
Mm-hmm.
happened like overnight.
Hmm.
All right, that's why there's fig leaves in Antarctica. And there's a possibility that this world, in order to clean up the debris that has occurred here, will turn on its axis and 90% of the people will be destroyed. Okay, 90. There's a possibility of that. All right.
That's
However,
scary.
they'll come back into bodies and
Hmm.
live the cycle all over again because how many times we've gone through this? We do it all the time until our soul grows and understands we are one consciousness. I cannot stress this enough. I don't care if you live in Iran or you live in Israel or you live in Timbuktu. You're all part of the same consciousness. The God force is one thing,
Hmm.
not a trillion. All right. And it was written in the Bible, in the original Aramaic Bible. Don't create a value around goods that were given to you for free, or that will be the beginning of the end. So money will be what causes the problem if there is to be one.
No,
However,
yeah. Well, it's causing problems now.
I still, America was founded on religious freedom and criminals. You knew
Hmm.
that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, England sent all of her criminals here, and those who wanted religious freedom came here. So if you look at the whole vibration around North America, it was for the right to pray and believe in any way they wanted, and it was founded with criminals. And so we have the highest gun shootings and happenings here than anywhere in the world. We do, absolutely. However, I just feel like I'm going to place my consciousness on possibilities and ways in which that we can shift all these things. And I think I have a responsibility to do that. Because if I keep thinking about everything's going to be bad and nothing's going to help and it's all going to go to hell, excuse me for that word, I shouldn't have said it. I take it back. Then that's where my energy is going to go, and that's what I'm feeding. But I don't want to feed that. I would rather feed what I would like to see. And what I want to see is I want to see a country that goes and rewrites a lot of their constitution because it was written 200 years ago. It's way, way past due where we need to upgrade. We need to create fail safes for future candidates that they don't have the power given to them by the Supreme Court. We have a lot of corrections to do. And I want to see a country that takes care of all of its people.
Yeah.
All
America
right.
first.
I want to see a colorblind, religion blind country. All right.
Hmm.
And I want to see a country that helps one another and does for one another and puts the toy guns away because there's no reason for it because they've outgrown the need for
Well,
that.
is that going to happen? Is that a possibility?
Well, if I place my consciousness there, that's what I'm feeding in the world. And you got to remember your energy. So wherever you place your mind and your thoughts, all right, and your beliefs, that's what grows. All
Hmm.
right. Fear is what's causing all of this.
Hmm.
Fear of loss creates war. I mean, I'm witnessing it right now in a lovely little niece refusing to die, who's been on no food and water for 11 days and not dying.
Hmm.
And it brings up for me the irony behind it all. I go to the other side. I know how incredible it is when a person dies. Because when they die, they go back to the soul group they've known between every lifetime they've ever had. They go back to people who love them. They go
Hmm.
back to non-judgment because the other side has what I want here. The other side
Hmm.
has no judgment on people. All right. You take responsibility for yourself, but you're not judged. You're loved. Love is the force that's over there. That's the most powerful force. Love is what's real. The rest is strictly an illusion.
So, do you feel like there's love right now? Because I mean, think about the Super Bowl and all the
I
big
loved it.
deal.
I
I,
loved it. I
that
love
big bunny show. I mean, that bad bunny show. I mean,
he he
I
he,
thought
he
I thought
gave
he
you
killed it.
he was amazing.
He was amazing. I
He showed
loved
you
it.
Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He showed you Puerto Rico in 13 minutes, but he ended with God bless America, and the thing
Yeah.
stronger than hate is love. And he's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
I thought he was fantastic. I thought that was the greatest Super Bowl show, halftime show I've ever seen, and a very good Super Bowl, by the way, the game. And but what I don't understand is why the other side decided they're going to have a parallel show with Kid Rock and some other people, which I don't think anybody saw, anyways. They show snippets of that show, and it was boring. There was nothing there. There's no extravaganza.
And
There was no
the person
camera
that
angles.
the person who requested it didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I was like, why bother? Why make a fool of yourself? Do you really think it's going to change anything? And
It's a
so a lot of
damaged
these right
man.
wingers are kind of making all this big conniption. I mean, you can see their hatred. So you're saying love, but it doesn't seem like there's much
Well,
love right now in
look at
today's
the
world.
words of what Bad Bunny said. What's more powerful than
And
hate
hate is love.
is love,
Yeah,
because
he's right.
love is natural. Love is not a block to your consciousness. It's a
Hmm.
flow of your consciousness.
Right.
That's why I'd rather imagine and believe in something greater than what. Also, I happen to live in a place
Hmm.
where people are really kind to one another. I mean,
Hmm.
we don't really experience a lot of hatred here. As a matter of fact, when ICE hit Kauai, phone calls went out to every restaurant in the North Shore and they closed their doors immediately and sent the people home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ice over there, huh?
Yeah. Well, they came through one day, but anybody at the airport called everybody that needed to be called where
Hmm.
the immigrants work, and they were all home and not anywhere near where they work. So they did a sweep.
I feel sorry for these guys, these ICE agents. They're going to be known and
Why do you think they're wearing masks?
yeah, I know it, but they're not going to be wearing masks much longer. I'll tell you.
You
They're going to
know,
have a hard time.
the thing is, you know, any man that's been in a war, reason why we have so much PTSD, it's not natural to hurt another person. It's not natural. It's not natural to kill, and it's not natural to harm. And the unfortunate part is the person creating it. All right, he's going to pay a price for that. There's a price for that. And the price is not just in this lifetime. It will go back into another lifetime where they'll be beat up. Whatever they do to a human being now will be done to them. Life's a boomerang. What you put out, you get back because your energy, as the energy flows, so it goes. And this is why I would much rather believe in a world that works and put
Hmm.
my consciousness to what works than to worry about what devastation could occur.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's hard on your body. It's hard on your emotions. It's hard on your mind. It's hard on your life. And I would really encourage people. I mean, this is why those wonderful monks walked
Oh, yeah.
all the way to Washington, D.C.
I got to get them on the show.
Oh my God,
That was
just to be in
beautiful.
their presence. They're telling
They should be
me
awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
that's right. And that is about peace. That's what they're about,
Uh,
is peace. And their meditation was about peace. It's all about peace, spreading peace wherever they went. They were taken care of wherever they went. They were fed, they were given water, they were given lodging everywhere they went.
hmm.
Right?
They promoted that, yeah.
Yeah. And so these are the events that I think have more credibility. I've reached a point now where I won't even read some of the things going on because it's 99% propaganda. All right.
Hmm.
It's just propaganda. It's everybody feeding the emperor who has no clothes on. All right. The powerless president.
He,
I'm not calling that.
he's
He's the
got no work.
powerless president.
He's a powerless president.
But they're
He's
afraid of what he'll do to them because he doesn't think anybody can stop him from doing anything. So
mm,
they're cowards. They're cowards. They won't stand up to him. But that's
yeah.
okay. They can be cowards. I would rather be on the I believe in something greater than this.
Well, I hope you're right because what I'm seeing right now, it's a quagmire.
Think of what Nelson Mandela said.
Hmm.
27 years in prison, and he says,
Yeah.
a prison cannot imprison your soul.
Hmm.
It's impossible. Your soul is alive and well, no matter
Yeah.
where you are. So what he's saying is believe in something far beyond what you have in front of you. What I find, because I live in a place where this island is like a living thing, more so than most land masses.
Hmm.
What I find is if I'm thinking positive and I'm really putting out energy, prayer, and desire for something greater, things just magically happen in my life. But when I get into a negative mode, if I watch too much news, get into that, oh, woe is me negative place, it goes the opposite direction.
Hmm.
All right, people cut me off on the highway. I go, oh, okay. It's almost like you can just each day see where your mind is by the events of the day. It's kind of magical in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
true. You might attract, if you think negative, you might get yourself in a car accident.
Yeah, it's kind of I know your heart, Jim.
Hmm.
Your heart is the heart of a person who genuinely cares at a very deep level. And
Hmm.
that's why you're such a phenomenal teacher with those young people because you're, first of all, a very gifted creator. You've always been an incredibly gifted creator. And those kids get glimmers of possibilities that they didn't have before they went in your classroom. So you're making a difference. And no matter what's going on in Iran or Israel or in the White House, you, where you sit, are making a big difference. And that difference goes out in the world and touches others.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So in I have another podcast, by the way. It's called Mr. Haig's Class. And in that podcast, I talked to, it's just me, the only guest, and it was aimed towards young people, especially the teenagers, my students, and young adults. And I tell them that they need to be more aware of what's happening because right now we have a generation, Gen Z, just really oblivious to really what's happening because this is them. That's what they are. They're on the phone and they're oblivious. It's like and you can go through Las Vegas, you can go through the pyramids, you can go through the most beautiful places, Yosemite, all that, and they're on their phones. They're looking down, they miss what's around them.
Give
And
them assignments.
what's that?
Give them assignments. Put them in groups
Well,
and do
it's
some problem solving without using their phones. Problem solving. Okay,
mhm,
we're going to deal with what's going on today in the news. Okay, here's
yeah,
just one faction. All right. How then, for instance, okay, you know, Barack Obama arrested a ton of immigrants.
yes, he
So,
did.
all right. And they did it without a lot of violence.
Hmm.
Okay. So, how would your people handle it if they were put on assignment to look for criminals that were not in this country illegally? Okay? Criminals. We're talking criminals now. We're not talking people that are looking for asylum, that are immigrants. We're not looking at that. We're looking at criminals.
Yeah.
How would they do that in a nonviolent way? All right?
Hmm.
Let them ponder it and get them off those doggone phones. Let them ponder and come up with kids are amazing at ideas. They're amazing at the ways in which they can come up with ways. How would you handle it? What if you were in charge? What would you do?
Well, we would create stories. We would create film.
Right,
That's exactly what I teach. How would you then in essence, the student becomes the mentor.
right.
And
But
so
see,
that
listen to you. But listen to what you're doing. You're being so positive and creative
Mhm.
with these kids. They need what you're doing because you're waking them up to the reality beyond the fantasy of a phone. All right. Phone is fantasy and it's a lot of it's AI. All right.
Hmm.
So you're moving them into real life situations,
Hmm.
and that's important.
Well, I'll do my very best for sure. We'll see what happens. It's just
They love you.
yeah, I know that.
Your
But
students love you. And why do you think they love you? You challenge them.
I I'm nice to them.
Well, you're nice to them, but you also challenge them to think for themselves. And you help, and you build a studio so they can voice their opinion. And they're going to be kids, so they're going to do things they
Yeah.
shouldn't because they're kids. But you're giving them a platform to be heard.
Hmm.
So they're not going to sit back because they have a platform. All right. We need more teachers like you because teachers are the most, we need a system that feeds teachers so much better than they do, because this is the critical place where adults are made.
Hmm.
Okay, teachers make adults more than parents.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. And so we need to really honor this. One of the things I've always been for is that we should pay our teachers more. We should honor them more
Hmm.
because but we also need to get rid of some of the tenure for some of the bad teachers because there are some out there that really need to be kicked out.
Yeah, there's some bad teachers for sure. No doubt
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
For
Right.
sure.
But in reality, though, Jim, all the problems that we have in the world, there's an answer to for every problem that comes up, there's an answer to it. And more than likely, it's the collaboration rather than the taking over. The unfortunate problem with most countries is they don't offer suggestions without putting military there. It's
Hmm.
they're, it's sitting at a table and saying, okay, what is going on?
Hmm.
Right? How
Well,
can we resolve this?
I'm not going to be bringing in usually every year I bring in the military because it offers an option for these students. Because some of these are very poor, and going to the military is not a bad option because eventually they can get a VA loan and get a
Right,
home or get an education for free.
right.
This year I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why, because I don't want to be able to live with myself if I know that I brought in a recruiter and that kid ends up dying at some war for another nation or for some stupid cause. What if he sends another set of troops down to Venezuela and three of them gets shot and one of them happens to be my students. Yeah, I don't want to hear
You
that
have to
news.
follow right now, you need to follow your intuition and your heart.
Yeah,
And
my intuition tells me not to bring him in because it's
so
going to be a disaster.
what about Coast Guard?
Coast Guards are fine. I mean, they're there, but they're hard to they're hard to get in here.
Oh,
But let's face it. Most students, their families, I mean, they get influenced by their families, so they go to the military or the Navy. Very few from the Air Force. But anyways, I'm glad you're saying all this stuff. And yes, I have a job to do. I have a job to try to enlighten as much as I possibly can. I'm really, I mean.
mhm.
I just right now the way, but right, I really believe we have satanic evil forces that are running this country. It's just happening everywhere. Um, but I may be very pessimistic about
Well,
this.
we have right now on our planet, we have lots of extraterrestrials. We have reptilian people. All right.
Is that a
We
bad
have
thing?
a whole onslaught of all beings ever created that are on the planet right now. And again, I'm going to say this to you. It's not so much what's happening, it's our response to what's happening. All right. If you can't actually go out there and hold a position to change it, then you should visualize the change. You should visualize what you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, visualization is good.
I mean, in reality, it's kind of like putting your attention on resolution instead of the problem is a
Mm-hmm.
much more effective way of handling it. It really
Mm-hmm.
is. Because if you just focus on the problem, you're just building that problem inside of you and it makes you feel helpless.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's and it's okay to have your views. It's okay to believe what you believe, but then say, well, I hope I'm wrong. I want something better than this. I
So you're
want
saying that our consciousness should go to positive thinking affirmations
yes,
and it'll spread.
yes.
Like those monks, those walking monks, positive, very positive, and beautiful.
That's
They
right.
they attracted a world. I bet their approval ratings.
Listen, the East Indians showed us just by a meditation group in any town reduces the crime rate by
Hmm.
50%. That's because the consciousness of meditating moves out and shifts things. So if meditation can do it,
Hmm.
positive thinking, add that to meditation, and you
Hmm.
now are moving the energy. All right. What you are is an energy field. Your
Hmm.
physical body is sitting inside a much larger body of you that's energy. And where you place your attention grows. So think of ways, and one of the things that I try to do that helps me a lot is doesn't mean I don't get those negative thoughts and good. There's not days I don't want to go to the White House and do things. that I wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes up in my mind, I go, okay, what would I rather see? What would rather work? What would work for me? And one of the things that I do know that I love is music.
Mm-hmm.
And I many times will turn on music that I love because it opens me up instantly. It just does.
Mm-hmm.
And then I imagine a world like, I always think of that song, We Are the World, We Are the People. Just to me, that's just the merging of all people from all places. And I just see this melting pot of love rather than these little childish games that are, I got more money than you have, and I'm going to take yours too. I mean, to
Well, that's
me,
what we have right now in leadership. I got
Mhm.
more money than you do.
Yeah.
You can't touch me. I'm more powerful than you.
Yes. And actually, that's if you look at the Epstein files and what's going on there,
Yeah.
it's these poor girls that were so abused
Mm-hmm.
as kids aren't as valuable as the wealthy men who use them.
Yeah. And they're all wealthy. They're all powerful. You know,
Oh,
that's
they
it.
are.
They were
They
all
are.
powerful.
That's right. That's
And they
right.
all, so they live in a different reality than we do.
Yeah, they do.
It's time to
For a
put them in their
time.
place.
Listen, when I want to get a refresher on that, I go visit the Koch brother that's on the other side, the one that passed. And he's not important over there.
No.
Money means nothing over there. There's no money over there. Or if you build your whole world on accumulating dollars and feeling important because you get the best table in a restaurant, I got news for you. On the other side, you're just the same as anyone else.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. But you do get to see other people you harmed.
Hmm.
I mean, they do show you the effects of your life.
Well, Trump's
Oh,
going to be there for a while.
he's gonna be what?
He's going to be there for a while to see all the people he's harmed, you know?
Oh, well, Hitler can never return to body, so
Uh, no, I just think
he's
it's
been dissolved.
that's a good thing.
Yeah. So actually, when Trump says, "I don't think I'm going to heaven," he's right.
He said that he doesn't think he's going to heaven. I didn't hear him say that.
Oh yeah. He says, maybe if I can get this war over, I'll go to heaven. I know he's a riot.
He is so stupid. It's ridiculous. It is just so ridiculously stupid. It's
Well, you know
anyway.
what? We can get off our high horse. We actually did one of the
Hmm.
craziest things we by voting in a man that was I never voted for him. I never
No,
would.
I didn't either. Never once.
No. And
Never
so
ever will.
in the people who have, I just unbelievable. But a lot of people want to be lied to. Okay. But he doesn't the man is not in good health, by the way.
No, he doesn't look good at all. No, he's falling asleep in all the meetings and he just doesn't seem to be able to stand still. But that's despite the point. I think other people are making decisions for him. He's just the voice
Well,
behind it
Stephen
all.
Miller is I think it's Stephen Miller.
Oh, he's evil. It's
Stephen
just,
Miller is very, very behind all the ice.
oh
He's the one that's really behind that the most.
Yep, he is.
He really is. And Hegstaff is not, he's a journalist. He has no
He's
business where he is.
no, yeah,
No.
that's what I'm saying. This next war, look at our leaders. It's obvious we're going to lose. We're going to get slaughtered. It's going to get destroyed.
Well, look what the interesting thing that happened in court with that group of six that told military that they all had been in the military. You do not have to do anything that's illegal. It got thrown out by a grand jury. Such no way.
Yeah.
What they said is the truth. Can't file charges against these people. What's wrong with you? Yeah. So, it's reversing already.
So what I'm taking away from this conversation is we have to manifest good,
That's
and
exactly right.
we have to be able to
We have a
we
responsibility
have
to
a
do.
responsibility. Yeah, we do, and
Really
that's gonna
do.
be yeah. And I tell you, it's hard because it's hard to stay positive in a crazy world like this.
What
So
you do is use each event that bothers you as your trigger. I use those as anchors. That's an anchor that says, so that if this bothers me, this is where I need to see something absolutely the
Mhm.
opposite. So what I want to see is peace in Iran. All right. I want to see peace in Iran without our having anything to do with it. I want to,
Okay, okay, let's start again. Okay, so
yeah.
forget that part. So yeah, so manifesting positivity.
Yes.
And so I think what you're saying from this podcast is that we can manifest the change that we want to see.
Yes,
Like
you
Gandhi
can.
would say, be the change you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
I
And
think
by
that's a very positive note.
it is, and by believing in it, you respond that way. You smile at people when
Hmm.
you walk past them. You make their day by just being
Hmm.
kind. And small acts. I mean, one of the things
Hmm.
that Gary on the other side told me that it just stayed so strong inside of me when he was doing his life review.
Hmm.
He was looking at all the lives he'd lived with what he lived in this one. He
What
said,
are we talking about?
my husband,
Oh,
who died this year, last year now,
last year, yeah.
25 he died. He said some of the most insignificant moments of your life will be the most significant when you go over there.
Wow.
Those little tiny things you do
Hmm.
each day are more important than those big things you do once in a while.
That's
So
very good.
live your life as if you're living in the world you want to live in.
And I think that's a very beautiful uh, statement, and I think that's where we'll leave off
All right.
because that's we'll leave on a positive note. Because I came in here like a tiger. You want to talk about world events, and I'm like, this world sucks. Are you kidding me? Because we got some really crappy people running, but now you're
I'm
saying
going to
that it
hop on
doesn't
that
matter.
fire horse and just run off into the distance with good energy. Yes, fire
All right,
horse is
well,
coming.
yeah, everybody, that's Jan Venturini telling us that we need to chill out and just try to manifest love and hope, and we can definitely defeat what's
Yeah,
happening right now.
be bad bunnies out there.
The bad bunnies out there.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
Okay, Jan, we're going to go ahead and end this thing and stay tuned just a second because I want to talk to you more. But this has been a very enlightening. I think this is one of our best podcasts.
It
Thank you
was
so
fun.
much, Jan. Until next time, everybody, this is Jim Haig with Janet Venturini. Mahalo, my dear friend. And we
Hello.
will talk to you soon.